Hello, divine beings. Hello, divine creators. Welcome to Dumela Universe. We are Kemet. Thank you so much for joining us. Beautiful beings, we have a message coming through from Source. Let us see what is available for us at this time. Kiriavaturos, Talavatares, Kiriaziriaturos. What is coming through at this time? Thank you, Source. Okay, we have by the book, to be fair. Let's give you a bit of a longer look with by the book. We realize that it's quite a fast flash of the card. We have exchanging gifts. No place like home. Round and round. And chaos and conflict. Okay. Let us see what this all entails. Okay. By the book. Beautiful beings. Now that you're in the physical realm, you are, as for all terms and purposes, on your own. And this does not mean that the guides and your spiritual beings are not there for you. This is a message saying, remember the teachings in the cocoon. Remember how we were guiding you on your path of truth. Here we were, and you were holding on, all your guides before you, and you were here holding on to the end, and we were guiding you on the path of truth. And you remember you were thinking, oh, why is it so strict? Why can't I do the things I used to enjoy doing? Why does it feel off now to do this, off to do that? I feel like my free will is gone. That energy of you just fine-tuning to your truth and releasing all of the addictions and the habits and all of that. Source is saying, remember all those teachings, time to apply them again now. Because yes, in the physical, now that you are out of the cocoon in the physical as Source, now you are the butterfly. And as the butterfly, you are now going over habits, addictions, ways of beings, coping mechanisms, and all of those insecurities and fears and everything which you, the spirit realm, assisted to guide you, to heal you through, to purge and release in the cocoon. You know the steps now. You know exactly what to do to release that addiction, release that codependency, to release that experience, that situation, to raise your frequency, to center your mind. You have all the tools. They are merely taking a shape of you in the physical as Source. So that's the difference. It's almost like they have a new feel. They have a bit of a, you have a new, more grounded way of doing things. However, in terms of how to navigate the physical, you know this. And Source is asking you, do not go off course now. Just because you don't have the spiritual team around you, step by step, spoon feeding you all the way, Source is saying, you know the path of truth. You know what doesn't allow clarity. You know what you use as comfort zones. You know how you run away from this or that. You know You literally know all the ways you are. We have shown you through and through. And in that knowing, we now leave you to manifest your reality. 11, manifestation portal. You are the magician. You now know, and you know the feeling of your source so well, and you know the feeling of resonance. So it's really up to you now to maintain these energies. It's up to you to okay, that doesn't feel right, I'm not going to go. Not asking, oh, can't I go source, but can I go? I know it doesn't feel right, but can't I go anyway? Surely there are lessons there. And source is saying, oh goodness. And this is not your inner source. This is the spirit source. This is the external source. You know, the guides, the teachers are saying, we can't show you the source you are. We were guiding you to the truth of you, but we can't live this life for you. Yes, in the cocoon, it felt as though we were, for we were guiding you along a very specific path of you, which was very different from the conditioning you were just blindly following. So yes, we guided you quite strictly, but that was for you to have a feel, an accurate grounding in your source. And now that you know your source, you know the feel, you know your grounding, you know what serves you and you know what doesn't. It's up to you to now walk a path of honoring you or not. And there's no right or wrong. It's just that with what you are wanting, with what you are calling for, and with your purpose, with your healing energy, you came here to create a life which is of your source energy, to exist, to fully awaken, and to fully create a reality which is anchoring your frequency here on earth. You came here to heal the earth frequency this way. In order for you to anchor the earth that you know, you feel is available for those who are doing the work, you need to then be that frequency, that clear frequency to anchor that earth in. You need to be source. So almost so saying, don't get sloppy now. Just because now you're like, oh, I'm back here. Oh, the collective pain. Oh, the noise. Oh, look at the news. Oh, look at everybody. Source is saying in the cocoon, you released all of those distractions. You released all of that noise. You're asked now to be, yes, present, yes, in the physical, yes, surrounded by all of it, but release and focus on your path, focus on your truth, focus on your path. You are learning this. So you might be noticing in your experience, okay, I'm doing that again. I've picked up that habit again. Oh, I've picked up that way again. Okay. Oh, look at, I know that I shouldn't go there, but I keep going there. Okay, we can see source. We can see where we are now, almost backtracking a little bit, being a bit sloppy with our frequency. And source is saying, be crystal, be crystal, be crystal, be crystal, be crystal clear. Stand your ground, stand in your power. Do it for you. Do it for you. It's tricky to do things for you. You've all been conditioned to do things for presentation. So even in the cocoon, you were doing it because we were guiding you the presentation. You wanted to look good, spirit. Oh, did I do meditation right? Yay. Am I doing this? Always asking your guides, am I doing this right? Am I doing this? Should I do this? And so saying, look at how you're just still doing it for presentation, not just for you. Go there because it feels good for you, not because the guides are guiding you there. Do that because it feels good. It feels nurturing to you, not because, oh, somebody on Instagram did this, or because, oh, you read it somewhere in an article. It's also saying release the physical, release all the external from being the reason you do anything. You are source. Do it for you, for source. Do it because when you go and do that thing that feels good, it awakens your source. Resonance means to whatever experience resonates with you, whatever co-creative or energy our relationship resonates with you, it means in that space you are source. That experience commands, calls you into being your fullest authenticity. That's why it resonates with you. You don't lose yourself in the participation of that experience. And it's time for you to go by the book to you, not by the book of conditioning, not by the book of society, not by the book of spirit, by the book of you, the book of you, the book of you. You are the creator of your reality. You have now anchored the knowledge of your source within you. You know it well. You feel it. Now apply it with integrity, impeccably. No longer make excuses, no matter how well-meaning you think it is. And that's what you're learning. You are learning the ways in which you have still maybe creating bonds or obligations or paths that you are walking, which no longer align to you. And Source is saying, don't now step back into those ways. Allow yourself to be at full 100% Source Creator at all times. You deserve to be fully existing, and you're encouraged at this time to do things by the book, which is you, your book, your source, your intuition, your guidance, your resonance. Don't fight against the, oh, don't do that. Even if, oh, but so sorry, I really just want to, just once, just one more time. So saying, okay, one more time, being absent from your tooth, one more time, stepping away from what you have, what you feel intuitively, what your guidance, because you're still having this inner guidance and it's guiding you to resonance. And so, yeah, some of the things which you are perhaps, you've picked up along the way, which you might use as coping mechanisms, as comfort zones, as feel good things. Also saying is even those need to be released. You are not to be dependent on anything in the external. Allow yourself to be guided by Source to bring you to unknown experiences. Some known experiences, yes, but in an unknown way, in a new way, in which now you experience the Source frequency manifest in it. This allows that beautiful justice energy to be fair, that you are seen because you're on your side of the scale. And so you are letting now the physical honor you, you see. This fortune cookie on this side, it's quite small. I don't know if anybody will see it, but it actually says nope, N-O-P-E. It says nope. I don't know if you can bring it into focus. It's such a... I don't think we'll be able to see it, but there's a little tag there that says nope, and on this side is an egg. And so what we receive from that is, yes, you're going to be just feeling that resonate, that doesn't resonate. And Source is saying, if it says no, trust. On the other side, there's an egg, there's a new experience, something new. So release denying the no's you feel. Release denying yourself the no's or the releasings. You are not limiting yourself. There isn't anyone trying to control you. There isn't any experience trying to dictate what you are saying. And it's not a whole thing about you can't tell me what to do. No, there's no need for you to be in that rebellion. You're in the frequency of Source. This is not the conditioning guiding you. This is your intuitive frequency saying, hey, we know you enjoy doing that, but it actually takes you off your grid. We know you enjoy going there, but it actually doesn't serve you. And you know this deep down, but you just keep doing it because it's a comfort zone, because it's a habit, because, well, you know, what will people think? And Source is saying it's time that you release the physical from having so much power over you. Feel that, no, there's the owl energy, that intuitive owl frequency. It's deep wisdom from your soul space. And right now, Source is saying, listen to that voice, listen to your intuition, listen to your resonant frequencies guiding you. And if it's a no you are receiving, it means trust. There's actually something which is more resonant to your source. And should you allow yourself to discover it, it'll be so good. And in the experiencing of it, you'll receive the emotion. That is why you're a bit hesitant. Because, you are used to how those spaces make you feel, because you are still used to assigning emotion to experiences and situations. And Source is saying we are trying to assist you to release deciding you need to do that in order to feel this way. But rather, should you just be at resonance, you will not have a set of things you need to do to make you feel any which way. You will simply be at presence. And then at presence, you will be guided to that which resonates to you, with you. And then you will step there open, expectantly, for, well, Source, you said, let's go here, so let's see why this is the place to be. And as you step into that space, you participate in the energies that are co-creating there, in the frequency, in the experience. It then elicits a new emotion in you. It elicits the emotion, it elicits the experience, and you're like, oh wow, I didn't expect to feel this way here. Oh wow, I didn't expect to feel this way here. But should you keep going to those no's when you're there, it'll feel okay, maybe bland, maybe, it's a high you used to know. It's like this addiction. You used to feel this way, and it's there, it's a shadow, but it's not as concentrated, it's not as fulfilling. And yes, sometimes you will be guided to go and do those very experiences you want to do, because Source isn't saying no out of judgment, it's just resonance. It just means at that time, on this day, right now, when the wind is doing this, and the waters are doing this, and the moon is over here, and the sun is over there, it's a no. But tomorrow, something changes and it's a yes. So just allow resonance. Resonance doesn't judge. It's simply saying, right now, that frequency, yes. Everything that you are is there. That frequency, yes. Everything that you are is there. That frequency, not so much. You'll enjoy it, but not really everything there. And right now, we're about your whole source. So give it a skip, go home and chill. No, but Source, my friends, and I haven't really gone out, and let me go. And then you do go out, and it's a good time, but actually, you would have been maybe better to actually stay at home. A bit of drama, and not really something you're actually really keen. And so saying exactly, we're not saying no to deprive you from socializing, or no to there is no control here. We are simply saying resonance. It's really coming in strongly, beautiful beings. And we are personally also experiencing this. We can see where we are at times repeating habits and old ways of being to try to navigate, or to try to find grounding, and we're realizing, wait a minute, no, 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 no. We need to actually, we need to ourselves. Velastri was very, very intense in honing and guiding us through the truth of where Kemet was. And that's what we remind ourselves. The spirit frequency was showing us where our truth was. Velastri in our frequency was showing us where Kemet was. And now Velastri is saying, well, I'm showing you to the best of what I see your truth is, but the only one that can truly see your truth is you. So Velastri and in our frequency released, went back into the spirit frequencies doing their thing. And now we are here as Kemet. And we are navigating these new ways, which, as I'm sure some of you have experienced, the tarot is different now. The way that we do the channel is different. The energy is more, it feels more grounded to us. It feels more intensified. Um, and yet it's different, and we're not now shying away from the difference, when it comes to the craft, when it comes to our spiritual work. And we are realizing to allow that to also be the quality at which we experience life itself in every moment, and no longer to compromise on our way, on our path. So don't compromise on your way, on your path, on how you are being inspired, being guided, being shown your path, shown your way of expressing. Okay. This allows you to finally be at source at all times, exchanging gifts. So when you are there, owning this truth path of yours and doing things the way that feels aligned to you. You see here, look at you, fully having your wings, fully embracing your mystical, magical self, your light self, your feminine energy, your divine goddess frequencies, your masculine divine energies, the physical taking the shape of the unknown, when you're really just allowing your magic and your mystical self to be. You see the cat energy, your own magic, your own frequency. That's what cats are like, right? They're more than happy to spend time with you, but they also really enjoy spending time in their own magic. And when they're in their own magic and they're in their own world, they're not interested. You can't tempt them to come. You can't. They're like, no, we love you, we enjoy you, but right now we're really enjoying our magic and we're enjoying weaving our magic. When we're done here, we'll come and entertain you. We know that you just want cuddles and kisses and stuff like that, and we get that, but also our magic is important, right? And that's what we're learning. Source is saying, yes, you will co-create with others, and yes, you will, engage and collaborate, but it's so important that you always come back into the honing and the honoring of your magic. Because when you are there at your truth, then it's a pure exchanging of gifts. Meaning, when you are then present in any experience with somebody or situation, you're at source. Thus, everything around you will then be woven in the frequency of the source nature you are. So it is you witnessing what happens when you are source? What happens when you are always at your authentic truth? What happens when you allow whatever is expressed in that moment? Because here you are present, no longer worrying about the future, no longer being held up by the past. You are present in resonance. And now, in this present resonance, you are maybe walking the park, or you are going shopping, or you are working in the garden, or going for a walk, whatever it might be. And as you do this, you have an encounter of someone. And now that you are at presence, at source, and you are being your truth, you now, that person can only come in your experience because of the resonance. So they are at their truth. They, right there in that moment, are present. It doesn't matter if they've done the work. It doesn't matter if they're awakened, unawakened, whether on the path or not the path. If they're, all that physical detail matters not. Resonance. So they're now at source. So now whatever you are doing, however you are co-creating, whatever you a conversation you're having, whatever experience having, whatever exchange you are having, is now true and authentic to source frequency. So it's a true offering of gifts. It's you experiencing them in their truth. They're existing right now. And isn't it wonderful that this person, these people, these situations are at their authenticity? So you don't have to guess. There's no guessing games. There's no weird energy. There's no trying to, hoodwink you or get one up you or anything like that. You can literally feel the authentic energy and presence of this conversation, of this experience, of this engagement. And it's magical because, wow, you didn't expect to bump into someone who knows about activations or light codes, or even if they don't know, maybe or speak that language of spiritual awakening, they're present in their communication of nature, of love, of earth. They're not complaining. They're not speaking of the negative. They're not speaking of the woes and the drear. They are present, exploring the beautiful energies. They are surfing the frequencies of love and awakening energy with you. You then create in a space which is actually reflective of the truth of you. You're no longer tapping into the conditioned frequencies by going into those comfort zones, by resisting the resonant no's and just going in it, and just overriding what you know. No, stop tricking yourself, because that's all you do now, just tricking yourself. You're the only one. You are disservice to yourself whenever we are working out or exercising at gym, and we have to do a set number of repetitions or sets. We understand, should we do one or two less repetitions because we're lazy or tired, or should we now decide, no, we're going to miss out one set because we just, maybe lazy, or we're doing it to ourselves. We're the only ones. We're cheating. If you're not doing a good posture, you're the only one. You're cheating. If you're not, actually attending to the important vital things, you're the only one. You're cheating. Your nutrition, you're the only one. You're cheating. You are the only one cheating yourself if you're not allowing yourself a healthy, nutritious meal and stuff like that. healthy energies, raising your vibration, meditating. You're the only one. You are cheating. You are the only one who's going to now be a deficit. You are doing it to yourself. Don't trick yourself. Always be at full 100% authentic frequencies, and it doesn't and it's and that's where your fun lies. Source is saying that's actually where your fun lies and your playfulness lies, because in that space you are looking after yourself 100%. You're taking care of yourself 100%, because you're allowing yourself to be at 100%. So everything around you is at 100% for you. You always have energy. You're always resting when you need to. You're always taking care of yourself. You are finally nurturing yourself, that which, yes, humans hardly ever get taught to truly do things for you, to nurture you. Why do you tidy up and clean up your space? Oh no, so that, if neighbors come and visit, the place is clean. That's ridiculous. Why do you do it? So that you have a beautiful, healthy, clear space, environment, a space you enjoy living in, a space that brings you peace and calm and tranquility. That's why you clean your house. That's why you clean your room. That's why you exercise. That's why you eat, for you, for you, for you. That's why you meditate. That's why you ground. That's why you listen to your meditation, your intuition. That is why. For you, for you, for you, not for people, not for presentation. And that is what we are learning. Releasing, oh, but I have to do this because we're family. If I don't do this, then people are going to think. But everything in you is saying, don't go there, don't do that. It's not your responsibility. And Source is saying it's time that you start listening to your inner guidance, saying, listen, we are releasing you from all of these crazy illusion-based bindings of obligations and responsibility that actually have nothing to do with you. And we are setting you free, and you are healing yourself to love. For should you just be present at source, at love, then everything you do each and every single moment is love. No matter what physical manifestations are, no matter how it looks, no matter how it's expressed, no matter how it manifests in the physical manifestation, it's love. Because the frequency is of you present source. That's present your truth. That's present love. You see, that is why this place feels a bit strange. In the caterpillar phase, Earth never really felt like home, and you always had this, I want to just go home, I just feel like going home, I want to just go home, and it always felt like a space out there in the universe, out there in space, just far, far, far from Earth. And that was because we had yet to anchor source in, because we were still operating in the illusion. We weren't 100%. In the cocooning, we came right into the core frequency, and it started to feel more like home, even still a bit detached, because why? In the cocoon, it was through the guidance of spirit, through the guidance of spirit. It wasn't truly through our own volition, our own wanting, our own nurturing of self there. It was still guided. So it was home, but not quite there. As soon as we came out of the cocoon, boom, we felt right here, plugged in, grounded, source in the physical. Here we are. And all of a sudden, the home feeling didn't feel out there anymore. It felt quite here. And we're like, whoa, okay. That's because we anchored source here. You anchored source. You are source now in the physical realm. So source no longer feels distant and far away. You are creating through source, no longer the conditioning. So you are now home, and you can feel that earth has the potential now to be home. And now you are looking at everybody else and you're thinking, oh, but it's a mess, or oh, you are still following the trends of what's being done, and source is saying, no, this is what makes then home feel far away. Now you no longer feel like you fit in anymore, and it's feeling weird and distorted. And source is saying that's because you're doing that thing again of taking input from the external, and it splinters your energy. In the cocoon, you only were guided through you, because the spirit teachers guided you to listen to you completely. All of those yes and no's in the cocoon was from you. It wasn't the Spirit instructing you. They were guiding you to your truth. And as soon as you aligned to your truth, you found instruction. And that instruction was from you. That instruction was from your source code. Then you were home, plugged in, crystallized. And Source is saying it's time that now you allow yourself to follow the guidance of your resonant energies in the physical, just as you did in the cocoon. And now that you are in the physical, home feels a lot more grounded, a lot more quickly. And then that is when, in that crystalline frequency, that is when your desires and your dreams and your frequencies can finally find you and anchor in. You are here to anchor in an earth at the frequency of you. You see, humans were trapped in lower frequencies. Lower frequencies, it's not a hierarchy, higher frequency, lower, better. It's different. It's different frequencies. And the frequencies they were creating in were the frequencies in the absence of source, in the control, in the fear. You know those well. You were there. You helped. You woke yourself out of it. You healed yourself. You transmuted yourself out of that energy. But you remember it well. And so now you are asked to release. Okay, so we came here. Forgive us. We had a little bit of a we called it a brain fart. So then we came here to assist to anchor in these energies of other ways of being. So each of us are representative of a different frequency of source. Each and every single one of us awakening here, each and every single one of us healers, each and every single one of you who know that you're not from earth but you came here to assist. You are a unique representative of a specific frequency, because you knew as soon as we reach the fifth dimension, which is the Aquarian realm, as soon as we get to this realm is of authenticity, meaning everybody's truth is seen. So in this realm, all the different realms can manifest. So we can literally anchor in all the different realities upon this one earth, and we can live that reality. Yes, the majority of humans here are in the 3D. So the majority of the earth you are bombarded with is the 3D earth, and you're asked, stop paying attention to that. You didn't come here to change that. You didn't come here to change. We are not here to interfere with the evolution process of humans. They're at 3D, they're at 3D, they're at 3D. We came here to anchor in the different frequencies so that should they be ready to ascend, when they are ready to ascend and they transition, they will transition on an earth which honors where they are. They won't be trapped here below in the multiple earths of lower frequency. We're now anchoring in all the multiple infinite earths of higher frequency. And the only way you can do that is by anchoring at source as you be present and experience what your source manifests, what your source wishes you to discover in this physical realm. No longer arguing with your inner guidance, no longer rebelling against yourself, no longer throwing tantrums against yourself. Source is saying, we are literally guiding you through resonance to the activities, to the conversations, to the experiences which awaken your source and allow you at all times to be 100% source. So the ways that you are expressing yourself, the ways that you are perceiving, the ways that you are responding, yes, very unique to you. And yes, maybe other people don't agree with it or don't do things that way, but that's okay. You are doing what is aligned to the source you are. And as you do that, you call your earth, your earth, your earth in here on this earth. And yes, when you navigate this earth in your frequency, then the conversations, the experiences you're having are more aligned to what you know and feel as love. And that is how we heal this place. Not by reacting to how it is. We didn't come here to change how it is. We came here to anchor the information so that when humans are ready, they can then manifest an earth which is reflective of where they truly are, instead of manifesting on earth, which is reflective of the absence of who they are, the absence of the source they are. This will allow you to finally break the generational cycles and the loops, because that's what we came here to do. We came here to simply be your authentic frequency in this physical and to live an experience which is incredibly different from the human. So yes, the obligations will be different. You will not feel that attachment to family anymore. Relationships, romantic relationships will be very, very different from the traditional ways in which they view it. The ways in which you express yourself, sexuality, gender, race, culture, tradition, everything will be very different. In fact, you will release most of it because none of it applies to you because you're not from Earth. So your organic way of feeling, your organic way of seeing, your organic culture tradition will now awaken on Earth. You are a new culture upon yourself. You're a new tradition upon yourself. You're a new religion upon yourself. You're a new everything upon yourself. And this allows the breaking of those collective, grouped ways humans are. So yes, you might be, I don't actually feel like, we don't feel like having children. And that's okay. And your family might be like, but how can you not want? And it's like, that's just not how we do. And now you've released and you've transmuted that generational cycle of having to have children. As soon as you're married, you have to, you have to, you have to. So now people who are married but don't want children are forced because of society, because it's what's expected, because it's a role of what they must do, instead of it's actually inspired in what I want to do. And those of you who do want children, who do align to children, then raise those children in ways which feel aligned to you, not in systems which keep them oppressed and limited. So every single path that you choose, any which way you see anything in life, is beautiful and divine and perfectly right. And the very unique way in which you live it is the unique healing, because humans are all collectively groomed to create in a very specific way. You've seen that cycle of behavior. You know that matrix grid they're in, right? And yet you have always operated differently. You've never fit in. You've never been able to fit in. Being human has always been this weird experience, and that's because it's not of our own origin frequency. And now it becomes a lot more comfortable being in this physical realm when you embrace the source you are. It becomes a lot more fluid and a lot more fun and enjoyable as you now align with your own grid, your own information. And now, as you do it uniquely, you break the generational cycles, because you're no longer continuing doing things because this is how we were taught, this is how you did, this is how your grandma, your grandfather, this is how it's done, the tradition is like, no, that is not how I do it, how we do it. We now do it this way. And it's okay if you don't want us around you anymore. We will not no longer do it in a way which causes harm or limitation or neglect or abuse simply because it's what you have always done. No, thank you. So this is the healing, this is the breaking of the cycles. By you breaking the cycles that keep you in energies that truly no longer assist you. And yes, it does feel like a bit of chaos and conflict because of everything you're going through, and Source wants you to know you're doing great. Number 33, 3 stability, 33 goes into 6 harmony. Trust you are doing great. Look at this picture, right? This beautiful creation used to be a zebra, however you pronounce it, right? But look, it actually wants to have the patterns of a giraffe. But conditioning, no, that doesn't make sense. You have to have stripes to be a zebra, and this is you saying, no, I don't have to have stripes to be a zebra. In fact, I don't have to be a zebra at all. In fact, I don't know what I am, and I'm okay with that. And I don't need you to understand what I am. I just am what allows me the awakening, the feeling, the frequency of all that I am. I don't need to be understood. And the way in which you can reduce this chaos and conflict is by embracing that, okay, not from earth, got it. Accepting this now, okay. We didn't come here to stop them doing this to each other. The war, the killing, the chaos, the torture, whatever they're doing. We didn't come here to stop them. Okay, got it. We actually came here to simply weave in our energy here, meaning just to be our authentic selves here, and that's the healing, because then vibrationally we change the rhythm, the pattern of the conditioned human. Okay, got it. We had to first join them in the chaos and in the illusion in order for us to be a matching energy. Got it. And then we were able to heal ourselves to truth because, hey, we're not from here, so everything they taught us felt really off. And because it felt really off within, it was really off in the physical because we were not at ease. The information they were giving us wasn't allowing us ease. So we were resisting ourselves. We were fighting what they were giving us, and we weren't really being our truth. So it was an inward internal battle within, thus a battle without. And the more we expressed our truth, the more we were resisted because the truth of us felt good, but the way in which we were still experiencing it was in conflict. And then we went into the cocoon and we finally found peace because the information we were receiving, the guidance we were receiving, that was ease. It wasn't in conflict. It felt like truth. It felt like love. Ease within, ease without. Okay. Yes. And now we're back in the physical as source. And now we are, physical as source, finally free and powerful. But now, oh no, humans again. No. Okay, I thought maybe after the cocoon we would just disappear into the universe and open a portal and goodbye. And sources said, no, that's not what you came here to do. You came here to heal the inner world, the divine feminine, and you did so by releasing the spirit realm, releasing those inner waters from the conditioning of organized religion and belief systems and these ways of being rigid. You now released it to source. And now we are healing the divine light, the masculine, to source by physically actioning in ways which are different, by responding and replying and making choices and decisions and living lives and expressing lives in ways which are very different from what humans have been doing all this time, thus healing the divine light to source, to unique, authentic ways of being. And the more you just understand, okay, I surrender to this now, I understand. So there's no need for me to try and plan ahead. No, there's no need for me to decide. No, okay, but they're still planning and they're deciding and it's working. Yes, of course it's working for them. They are great. They're third dimensional beings, maxed out. Accept this. The information they're receiving is of the 3D, so it makes sense to them. Accept this. The way that they're creating, yes, a bit reckless, yes, everywhere, actually quite chaotic, actually insanely destructive, but look, they're manifesting abundance. It's still working. It's still supporting them. Why? 3D world, 3D beings living their truth, they're maxed. You different beings, you're not from the 3D, you are higher vibrational, 20th dimensional, 30th dimensional, 40th dimensional beings. You're vibing up there. So you plugging into their way of doing it, never gonna work. And it's never satisfactory. You know this, you've been there. So now, you doing it your unique way, different, a bit slower, not as frantic, have a lot more downtime, a lot more chill time. Fascinating. Very specific ways to spend energy. Interesting. The abundance rolls in sometimes. Sometimes it just goes. It's weird. But it seems like I'm not meant to really attach to it. Nothing in the physical is meant to be an attachment. I'm actually quite detaching to everything. Okay, it's fascinating. And we're just trusting that as I just follow this way, which I have no idea where it's from or what I am and why we're doing this, but it just feels good and that's okay. We're just going to trust it. This is how all of my desires and dreams will come through. Yes. Because there are infinite ways to be wealthy, infinite ways to be successful, infinite ways to be and to receive all of those desires. And we are weaving in the infinite ways of doing it by literally doing it in infinite different ways, and it will succeed. It'll just be a success at your unique time, your unique frequency. Don't compare, don't measure yourself against others. That competition frequency we're also healing because it's not healthy. We do not need to tear someone down in order for you to be on top. That is crazy. And that is something we are no longer interested in doing. Everyone, every single being number one, every single being on top. Why? Because every single being is uniquely being their frequency. There's only one frequency, there's only one that can do it that way. Thus, there's only number one who's always on top. You always on top, you always on top. Nobody comparing, nobody trying to take your place, because you are owning your own unique space. So nobody can take it. There's no competition there. It simply is yours. And then you co-create at resonance. So you don't need anyone there. You're not desperately trying to hold and anchor and imprison someone in your life. When you're vibing in the same frequency, you co-create together. It's wonderful, it's beautiful, and then you're done, and then you move on. Then some might stay with you on this path, others might shift out, all of them might shift out. Then you get new people. You might be alone a little bit, or maybe a group of you will remain together on a frequency for a few years, maybe a whole decade or two, and then all of a sudden, oh, different frequencies. Then you separate, and then you separate with love and happiness, not resentment and bitterness, trying to hold on together. You've been with me for 20 years, how dare you leave me now? No drama, because you realize, first of all, nobody is created for you. Nobody, you don't own anyone. You can't own source. Source is free, and everybody is source. You respect people's freedom, you respect everyone's autonomy, you respect everyone's way of being. World peace, because you finally leave everybody alone to be what they want to be, and because they are who they want to be. Truly, it's always love, and they don't hurt anyone because they don't want to hurt themselves, because they actually love themselves, because as soon as they were born, they were told they were perfect and wonderful, and whatever they wanted to do, they could be it. So they were able to invest their time doing what they want, the way they want to do it. So they end up loving who they are because it was succeeding, because it was aligned to them, and then you see. So, do you and do you well. That is what we say in summary. Do you and do you well. Follow your path, follow your way. Don't get distracted by the noise. Yes, we are in this 3D earth wavelength, but in the 5th D, because we've shifted ourselves to the 5th dimensional frequency of authenticity. And the majority of the humans here are 3D, so they are maxed at 3D, at their truth, and thus the majority of their bandwidth is creating the majority of the 3D earth you're experiencing. Don't react. Mother Earth, guys, exactly as she is with the reflective of the mass collective humans are. We are here anchoring our own unique frequencies, living your own reality, and as soon as you're done weaving it, you leave. Then we're all going to leave, and the humans are going to forget we existed completely. And they will still be doing their 3D life, 3D life, until at some point, one of them will be like, wait a minute, surely there's more. But this time, guess what? The information is available because we wove it here. This time, they can feel source because we anchored source here. This time, they have an understanding of their intuition because we have anchored intuition here. This time, they can finally ascend the beautiful ascension waves because we ascended them as humans. That is why we are here. So, beautiful beings, be you, shine brightly. Don't get sloppy now and be human about things. Be source about things. Be source about things. Be you about things. Be authentic truth about ways. Resonance is the key. Allow resonance to guide you. Don't be hard on yourself. Be gentle. You are getting it. You truly are. There's just no need to postpone to you. And that's what we're receiving. Source is saying all of those things that you are releasing are all the ways that you postpone to yourself, all of the attachments and the frequencies you keep entertaining that postpone to you, all of the situations you keep going into which postpone to you. It is time that you allow yourself to be at full source presence, and that anything you do, any experience, any situation honors you at full source presence because you deserve it. You are source. And it's time that you awaken to your divine presence here on earth. Blessed be.